The world of theoretical physics was dominated by two titanic research groups. The Aether Dynamics Institute, ADI, led by the meticulous Dr. Ilara Vane, and the competing Quantum Flux Lab, QFL, spearheaded by the impulsive but brilliant Dr. Jackson Krell. They weren't just rivals, they were diametrically opposed philosophies. ADI was dedicated to the tether, a project aiming to create a stable, continuous, low-power bridge between two distant points using entangled particles. Their goal was safe, instantaneous communication. QFL, meanwhile, poured all their resources into Chimera, a high-energy, unstable attempt to rip open a transient wormhole, risky but promising true physical teleportation. Today was D-Day for both. In the sterile, humming bunker of ADI, Dr. Vane stood ready to activate the final sequence for the tether's first public demonstration. Their goal? To perfectly transmit a complex data packet across 10,000 kilometers, proving their stable communication was viable. Major investors were watching the live feed, ready to flood ADI with billions. Meanwhile, 3 kilometers beneath them, in the QFL's heavily shielded facility, Dr. Krell was preparing for a simultaneous, unauthorized test. He knew his Chimera device, a massive copper coil wrapped around a fluctuating plasma core, was inherently dangerous. But he believed that firing it precisely when ADI activated the tether would leverage ADI's low-frequency stable field as an anchor point, finally stabilizing his violent, high-frequency distortion long enough for a successful 10-second physical jump. Success meant Krell would be the first person to step into a new era, leaving Vane's mere communication in the dust. The clock in both labs counted down to T=0. Dr. Vane pressed the activation crystal, initiating the energy flow of the tether. The display glowed with a perfect, deep blue. Stability achieved. Krell, watching his own monitors, saw the blue light spike. "Now!" he roared, slamming the oversized crimson override button for Chimera. The world did not jump. The tether did not stabilize. Instead, a sharp, deafening ping resonated through the bedrock. The blue light on ADI's tether system didn't turn off, it froze. The complex data packet, halfway across the continent, simply stopped. Not lost, but suspended, unable to complete the handshake. The elegant, continuous field Vane had built was suddenly rigid, inert, and unyielding. The main control panel flashed a single error: resonance cascade, impedance lock. In the QFL bunker, Krell's powerful Chimera coil didn't generate a wormhole. The plasma core shrieked, then abruptly collapsed inwards. The incredible energy Krell had pumped into the system had nowhere to go, instantly short-circuiting every piece of shielded equipment in the facility. Lights went dark, emergency systems failed, and Krell was thrown against the wall as the massive copper coil buckled and went silent, smoking faintly. What happened was a scientific catastrophe. The two opposing frequencies, fired simultaneously, hadn't aided each other. They had instantaneously canceled each other out, locking the foundational quantum state of the experimental space into a state of zero flux, a resonance cascade that effectively froze all high-level experimental energy transmission in the entire region. The consequences were immediate and catastrophic for both. For Dr. Vane and ADI, their demonstration was ruined. The investors, spooked by the system's unprecedented failure and the inexplicable impedance lock, immediately pulled their funding. Vane couldn't even restart the machine. The frozen state of the tether meant the massive, delicate particle entanglement they had worked years to establish was now corrupted and useless. ADI was dead. Its elegant, promising future of safe communication was instantly halted. For Dr. Krell and QFL, Krell was not only unsuccessful, he was also now trapped. The explosion had sealed the primary exit, and the Chimera collapse had rendered all communication and life support systems inoperable. His pursuit of physical teleportation had physically locked him and his team in their underground tomb. Even worse, the high-energy residue from the collapse would make any immediate rescue attempt highly dangerous. QFL was facing a total, catastrophic failure that guaranteed their immediate bad news and potential demise. The two scientific adversaries, through their simultaneous, reckless ambition, had managed to eliminate both their respective projects and their entire futures in a single, perfectly synchronized moment of stillness.